Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. The Enforcement Directorate on Wednesday arrested Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik in connection with the money laundering case. Nawab Malik is a key loyalist of NCP chief Sharad Pawar. Now, after the arrest, Nawab Malik defiantly waved his fist in the air and said that he won't bow down. The Maharashtra government went into a huddle with meetings at Chief Minister's residence as well as Sharad Pawar's residence. You can see there Sharad Pawar leaving his residence late on Wednesday. Now, Nawab Malik is the second NCP minister after Anil Deshmukh to be arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee spoke with Sharad Pawar to express solidarity, also saying, "Don't sack Malik."
आता एक साधी गोष्ट आहे, काही झालं आणि विशेषतः आपले मुस्लिम कार्यकर्ता असतात ते दाऊदचं नाव घ्या, लोकांना बदनाम केलं, त्रास दिला, सत्तेचा गैरवापर केला आणि त्याचं मुख्य कारण की जे लोक भूमिका स्वच्छ करणारी मानतात केंद्र सरकारच्या विरुद्ध किंवा या विशेषतः या यंत्रणा याचा गैरवापर केला जातो त्या एजन्सीच्या संबंधी जे बोलतात
महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति में राजनीति का अपराधीकरण और अपराधीकरण में से पैसा बनाना ये राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस का बरसों से इतिहास रहा है और इसी इतिहास को नवाब मलिक ने आगे बढ़ाया, जिसके कारण ईडी ने आज सवेरे उनको डिटेन किया और अब उनको अरेस्ट किया गया है। निश्चित मामला गंभीर है और महाराष्ट्र की सरकार में ऐसे मंत्री को बने रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है।
Now, after the advisory by the Indian government to leave Ukraine, Indian citizens have started to return to India. Meanwhile, as the demand increases rapidly, many passengers complained of skyrocketing airfare as a concern amid this crisis. Akshay Dongre has this report.
Finally back home. Students, tourists and businessmen cheering, clapping and showing the victory sign as the Air India Boeing 787 plane touched down on Indian soil. It's the first of 3 special flights being operated by Air India at a 60,000 rupees fare for economy and over 1 lakh for business. Other airlines include Fly Dubai, Qatar Airways, Emirates Airlines and Turkish Airlines.
I'm extremely grateful for this evacuation process that has been started for the students, and I would really like to thank the Indian government and Air India.
मेरी जो टिकट थी वो गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू नहीं थी, मैं खुद ही, क्योंकि पैनिकेबल सिचुएशन बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया था, 1-1 लाख की हो जा रही टिकट।
आम दिनों में जब जाती थी आप, टिकट कितने का पड़ता था, अभी कितने का?
32 तक का आ जाता था 1000।
और
अभी अपन 49 तक में आए हैं, 49,000।
और जो फ्रेंड्स बता रहे हैं
$1,70,000 80 ऐसे में आ रही है।
आप गुड़गांव से?
मैं गुड़गांव से आया। ये मेरा बेटा है, मैंने फूलमाला से मेरे बेटे का स्वागत किया है।
Ratan Singh, a social worker from Gurugram, was waiting for his son at the airport with a garland to welcome him. Approximately 20,000 Indian students are in Ukraine for their medical courses, which is cheaper than private courses in India. Though he is glad his son is home safe, it's been difficult to arrange the money for his return.
भारत सरकार से तो यही है कि मौका का नाजायज फायदा ना उठाया जाए। किसी के पास पैसे ना हो तो इसका मतलब उसकी तो मजबूरी है पैसा कर्जा ना चढ़े। किसी पहले एजुकेशन महंगी है और अगर इंडिया में एजुकेशन होती तो विदेश में क्यों जाते, इसकी किसी ने कल्पना भी नहीं की थी। बीच में ये 2 लाख 1.5 लाख रुपया एक्स्ट्रा देना पड़ जाएगा। हर जगह स्टूडेंट कंसेशन होता है। भारत सरकार ने भी चाहिए था, दुख के टाइम में ये कष्टदायी टाइम था बच्चों के लिए, तो उसको रियायत देनी चाहिए थी।
This video of soldiers marching in the streets is from Ivano-Frankivsk city in Ukraine by a 19-year-old MBBS student Rashid Khan. His mother, Saira Rashid, a homemaker, is anxiously watching the latest news in her home in Hapur in Uttar Pradesh and appeals to the government to lower the airfare so her son can return safely.
किराया बढ़ा रखा है, 60-70 हज़ार वो बच्चे किस तरह से देंगे, तो वो इस किराए को कम करें बस हमारी यही सरकार से रिक्वेस्ट है और उनके आने का इंतजाम करें.
As tensions between Russia and Ukraine is rising at an alarming rate, the government of India has also cleared its priority, which remains the safe return of all the Indians from Ukraine. With Parimal Kumar and Mohammad Andan in Hapur, I'm Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
Shifting focus to elections now, the heart of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, voted on Wednesday. 4 phases of elections are now done. But weeks before the election result, former Chief Minister Mayawati and Union Home Minister Amit Shah's mutual praise has set speculations on fire.
The highlight of the phase, a statement reportedly by the Home Minister Amit Shah that the BSP is performing well in the polls and Muslims too will support them. The statement ending a notion in these elections that this was a SP versus BJP fight.
मैं समझती हूँ कि ये उनकी महानता है कि उन्होंने सच्चाई को स्वीकार किया है.
The BSP's National General Secretary SC Mishra told NDTV that he was always confident of his performance.
आपने एक बयान देखा होगा भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक बड़े नेता हैं जिनका ये कहना है कि बीएसपी ठीक परफॉर्म करेगी. इसके मायने भी बहुत निकाले जा रहे हैं कि ये क्या बीजेपी बीएसपी का कुछ अलायंस है जिसके तहत बीजेपी के लोग अब आपकी पैरवी कर रहे हैं.
नहीं देखिए, आप अमित शाह के बयान की बात कर रहे हैं. उन्होंने इंटरव्यू में कहा और किसी चीज में कहा, हम लोगों ने भी पढ़ा देखा. तो ये तो देखिए एक्चुअली क्या है कि हकीकत है जिसका कि उन्होंने बयान कर दिया.
Mishra is the number 2 in the BSP and a tall Brahmin leader, credited with the 2007 Brahmin Dalit social engineering that got Mayawati to power. He feels the Brahmin factor in the polls, 12% of UP's population, will play an important factor from here on. Yogi's tall Brahmin cabinet minister and a former aide of Mayawati, Brajesh Pathak, feels this is the BSP's wishful thinking.
आप ब्राह्मण समाज से ताल्लुक रखते हैं. आपकी जो पिछली पार्टी है उनका ये कहना है कि जैसे 2007 में हमने रिझाया था वैसे ही हम 2022 में भी ब्राह्मण हमारे साथ होगा.
वर्तमान समय में 100% ब्राह्मण समाज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ है.
Meanwhile, the election campaigning for the subsequent phases continued. Akhilesh continuing to mount his attack on Chief Minister Yogi.
10 तारीख को परिणाम आना है, बाकी है, लेकिन हमारे बाबा मुख्यमंत्री ने लखनऊ से गोरखपुर की एरोप्लेन की टिकट 11 तारीख की बुक कर रखी है.
महोत्सव करते थे, सिपाही महोत्सव. न राग, न रंग, न भाव, न भाषा. आयोजकों को पता ही नहीं लगता था क्या हो रहा है. आज जब हमें अवसर मिलता है महोत्सव का, तो भाइयों बहनों दीपोत्सव होता है.
With the 4th phase done, a total of 231 seats have polled for the 403-member Vidhan Sabha. The battle now shifts eastwards, with strong BJP citadels like Ayodhya, Varanasi and Gorakhpur on test. With Osama Shah and Sachin Gupta, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, on a request for a return to full physical hearings in the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of India, Justice N.V. Ramana on Wednesday called Omicron a silent killer and said that he was still suffering after catching the virus nearly a month ago. Omicron is a silent killer, you know. I suffered in the first wave but recovered in 4 days. But now in this wave, it has been 25 days and I'm still suffering. That's what Chief Justice Ramana said. His remarks came after senior lawyer Vikas Singh, who heads the Supreme Court Bar Association, requested the Supreme Court to revert to full physical hearings with cases tipping. Amit Shah was in the northeast for the first time ever since the last December Nagaland firing in which 14 Naga youth were killed. That incident has brought the spotlight back on AFSPA, with many chief ministers from the northeast asking for the repeal of the controversial act. Amit Shah campaigned in Manipur, where opposition parties have made AFSPA a poll issue, but the Home Minister was silent on AFSPA.
मित्रों, हमने कहा था कि हमें मणिपुर में सरकार बनाने का मौका दीजिए. हम मणिपुर को ब्लॉकेड और बंद से मुक्त करेंगे. आज मैं बड़ी खुशी के साथ, गर्व के साथ कहता हूं, बीरेन्द्र सिंह ने मणिपुर को बंद और ब्लॉकेड से रास्ते से हटाकर शांति और विकास के रास्ते पर ले जाने का काम किया है. बीरेन्द्र सिंह फुटबॉल के खिलाड़ी रहे हैं. वो गोल करना भी जानते हैं और गोल बचाना भी जानते हैं.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah's big pitch on how the BJP has brought peace to Manipur.
but he chose to stay silent on AFSPA, which gives special protection from prosecution to the armed forces. Shah spoke at a rally in Churachandpur, where just 3 months ago, an army colonel was killed along with his wife and son. 4 Jawans also died in a militant ambush. This is also Shah's first visit to the northeast, since 14 Naga youths were killed in army firing during a botched operation in the Mon district of Nagaland last December. The killings and the major protests that followed have put the spotlight squarely back on the controversial AFSPA. All parties, barring the BJP, have promised the immediate repeal of AFSPA in Manipur if voted to power. In the past half a decade or so, cases of insurgency as well as fake encounters have drastically come down in the state. And amid this rhetoric and silence on Armed Forces Special Powers Act, in Manipur, hundreds of families who are victims of alleged fake encounters are busy battling long battles for justice. 46-year-old Nina Ningombam, a mother of 2 boys, is one among the hundreds of AFSPA widows of Manipur. She vividly remembers the day her husband Michael was picked up by the police commandos on his way home and shot dead in a fake encounter in Imphal. In 2014, the High Court ordered a compensation of 5 lakhs, which she got in 2016. But police commandos responsible have not been brought to justice yet.
Justice to me would be when the capital punishment will be entitled to the perpetrators. I don't think the AFSPA will go. All parties are simply using the AFSPA in their manifestos to get votes.
In 2017 polls, Manipur's anti-AFSPA crusader Iram Sharmila, after giving up her 16-year-long fast, even fought the state polls with a call to repeal AFSPA, but lost. In 2017, in a landmark judgment, the Supreme Court ruled over 1,500 fake encounter cases in Manipur must be investigated. Of this, the CBI has investigated 39 cases so far, filed charge sheets in 20 cases, but there have been 0 conviction.
Despite of CBI finding clinching evidence that they were involved in the murder of innocent civilians, the central government have denied prosecution sanction in each and every case where the armed forces of the union is involved. You see a gradual recession, so to speak, from the side of BJP. Till 2017 in their manifesto they mentioned creating a situation in Manipur to remove AFSPA was very much in their agenda. But unfortunately, this time round, that agenda is completely absent.
Will AFSPA bring the voters out in 2022 when it failed to do so in 2017? Perhaps Home Minister's silence says it all. In Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
And finally, meet India's newest chess star. After beating world number 1, 16-year-old Pragnananda told NDTV he could have played better.
The man of the moment, Grandmaster Pragnananda, who won against world champion Magnus Carlsen. Thank you very much for your time and congratulations. Has it sunk in your mind what you have achieved?
Yeah, it definitely feels good that I managed to beat the world champion. But yeah, I could have played better in that game, but still it's a win nevertheless. And yeah, I just want to continue my form.
You played black that particular day, which is generally seen to be a kind of a disadvantage. And what ran in your mind when you realized that you won the world champion?
I was surprised at first because I didn't expect to win. And when I was playing the game, I didn't really think about the result. I just wanted to focus on my moves and play my game.
What kind of hard work went behind this?
Yeah, definitely a lot of hard work, and even for the sleep schedule I had to change because the games were taking place in the early morning. So I even changed my sleep schedule for this tournament, and yeah, I'm happy that I managed to, it really worked out.